Okay, welcome back to Two Brothers Play. My name is Mang.
Yeah, and I'm Lego.
We're continuing an archipelago run featuring Starcraft 2 and Overwatch, which I've already beaten Final Fantasy 6. So I get to sit here for a while Lego gets checks.
My favorite thing to do.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. We are all set. This aside. Stand aside, citizen. Okay. Get some checks. We got lots of ghosts in the fog with the Protoss. Fire on the sky. Media blitz. The dig. Death from above. Oh, we can do death from above. Let's do ghosts in the fog.
Hope we don't miss any checks.
I never, I would never.
I need characters.
No. Here, I would never miss checks. Could you imagine me missing checks? That's wild. Crazy. So.
So, did you watch the Oscars?
No.
Wow.
I'm a baddie.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Oscars?
No.
What?
Big year for horror, though. Biggest year for horror since Silence of the Lambs won.
Wild. What a world. I'm going to pause this one, and I'm going to do Fire in the Sky. It'll be faster. All right, well, I'm going to ask. Meng's top horror movies of the year. Let's go.
Okay. Of movies that came out in 2025.
Yep.
Let me go to Google then.
Excellent.
I watch a lot of stuff.
I bet
I don't always know what year it comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. Weapons was pretty damn good. I think that would almost certainly be in the top 10. Was it better than Sinners? Yeah, yeah. Maybe I would rank it above Sinners. Just a bit, because Sinners was like, it's a vampire movie.
Yeah.
See, like, there was no mystery or anything to it. It's like, you're watching a vampire movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very, very well-made film. Very sort of beautiful and kind of haunting and, like, extremely well done and everything. But Weapons is like, going into this, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's more fun.
Like, yeah, it's more my kind of horror. But yeah, those would probably both be in maybe the top 3. Ugly Stepsister, it was alright. It's another one, it's just like this whole analogy thing or metaphor that's just like not for me. About finding the beauty in yourself.
Yeah, fuck the beauty in yourself.
So I don't know, it was alright. Frankenstein, again, very well made. Very, very good, but also very long. And it's like, it's sort of like, you watch Titanic. You kind of know how it all ends. Like, it's Frankenstein, like, we kind of get it. So, I hesitate to rewatch it ever. Bring Her Back, again, quite good. I didn't like it as much as their first one, Talk to Me. But it was pretty gnarly. It was pretty like, ooh, kind of, ooh. few scenes in there were pretty rough.
I'm about to destroy you, Kerrigan.
28 years later, the Bone Temple. Or did that come out 2026 maybe? You're right. Oh no, this was 28 years later. The first 28 years later. Boy, that was a long time ago. I think I said originally that it was like a half of a really good movie. I still pretty much stand by that. The sequel is a lot better, in my opinion. I really like the sequel quite a lot. So, I might put 28 years later towards like number 9 or 10 maybe for the year. Whereas for 2026 so far, the sequel is like maybe number 1.
There we go. Eat that shit and die.
Black Phone 2. Yeah, I don't think that would even be in the top 10. Was not great. The Long Walk. Not really much of a horror movie.
Huh.
So I don't know if we can really call it, put it on the list at all, but it was very good.
That's funny.
Really good dialogue, really good acting, just gripping, I would call it. It's a gripping movie.
Just not a horror movie.
Not really.
Closer to suspense? Thriller?
Sort of like a dark drama, I guess. Companion. Pretty good. Yeah. I wish like the sort of twist, I suppose, was a more concealed that she's like a robot. Because it's like, even I knew that going in, and I don't really look into almost anything about films. But it was good. You know, Sophie Thatcher is a really good actress. You know, it's another sort of girl boss kind of film, but...
Not your favorite.
That's okay. I didn't see Keeper. I didn't see Conjuring 4, surprisingly. I think I'm just nearly kind of done with, like, demonic possession films.
Yep.
Especially, like, mainstream ones, like the Conjuring series. It's just like, I didn't see Until Dawn, because I played the game. I didn't see The Gorge, because I heard not great things. I didn't see Good Boy, because it's like... It's a whole horror movie from a dog's perspective.
What? A horror movie from a dog's perspective? Guess.
And it just seems kind of gimmicky. Like, I've heard decent things, but it's like, I know the dog doesn't die, and I wouldn't want the dog to die, but then it's like, there's not really any tension.
Yeah.
Because we know the dog doesn't die.
Dog isn't dying. Confirmed.
If it was a cat-based movie, then...
Yeah. Where do we get some cat-based movies?
They're out there.
Yeah, okay.
Together was pretty good. But again, it's just like, it's a whole movie sort of about a couple and like couple dynamics and how they kind of like, you know, the codependency and all this sort of, it's just like, I don't, every fucking horror movie these days has to be a metaphor, it has to be an analogy or whatever. I didn't see The Monkey, but I really should. I heard it was pretty gonzo.
Gonzo?
Very gonzo.
Fair.
Final Destination Bloodlines. That one was really surprisingly good, considering how shitty that series kind of got. I would rank that top 5 for the year, probably. A lot of these I didn't see. Clown in a Cornfield I saw. It was alright. Somewhat forgettable, I would say. You know, that's the thing. I was like, for you know, the Oscars, you kind of have to see everything, and I see a lot of horror movies specifically, and even then, there's like a bunch of these I didn't watch. But I also watch a lot of like older ones.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So,
Do you watch it because you kind of like? Well, you probably hear about it years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Did you hear about? Yeah.
Well, I hear usually about big ones that come out, but I don't go to the theater.
Correct.
Then it's like, oh, I'll probably catch that on streaming. But then it's like, I don't keep track of when things come to streaming all the time and blah blah blah. And so yeah. It also isn't probably the best way to find out the list because I do watch a lot of foreign stuff or the smaller budget stuff. Oh, Match. Yeah, that came out. That one was pretty wild. About the girl that goes, is on a dating app. She goes to the guy's house and then she gets abducted.
Oh yeah.
By like the mother and her monstrous son to impregnate.
Yeah,
him.
I remember that crazy.
That was
shit.
Gonzo.
Wild shit, man.
Mm-hmm. VHS Halloween. All right, not amazing. Might squeeze into the top 10, but barely. Yeah. That's kind of about it, really. It was a pretty good year for horror.
I know it was a banger year.
Pretty good. Just looking over like 2024. Yeah, 2024 is pretty good. It's been a good decade for horror, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2023 was really good too. Anyways, I assume. Oh, do you play StarCraft 1 at all? No, he does not.
No, I don't. I did play StarCraft 1 when it came out, of course. That's crazy not to have. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people I see are playing StarCraft 1 now. They're getting back into the Brood War and everything like that. But I personally prefer. Like today, I was watching. Was it the Pigsty? It was like, I think it was the Pigsty tournament. It was really good.
Why do people like StarCraft 1 over 2?
I have no idea why. I honestly have no idea. Truly. If I knew, I'd tell you. Why? It's good. I'm looking for people to play with. Oh, okay.
You don't want to play with Lego. He's pretty bad.
The worst. Absolutely the worst. Send in another Gorgon.
I assume, and I can't imagine you haven't heard about the whole DLSS5 thing.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that shit. What the hell is going on?
And what are your thoughts on it?
I was looking at the quality, and I'm like, it doesn't look that bad with DLSS 5. Well, someone's gonna fucking go crazy. It looks like dog shit. Like, I don't. What do you think?
I don't think it's a matter of quality.
It's probably true.
It's a matter of aesthetic.
You like DLSS 5 or no? What do you think? What's your opinion? Yeah.
Organ is almost to the hive cluster. We need another scourge nest.
Send in another Gorgon. Okay, let's do this. Let's cook this guy.
I mean, it's hard to say.
Another Gorgon! You'll pay for this, Kerrigan. Get another Gorgon into the fight.
I think like in this in a different timeline or something where the world was not exposed at all to, you know, AI, you know, generative AI and all this sort of stuff. And we were just suddenly saw this video from Nvidia that this is their new thing. I think a lot more people would be like, holy shit.
I agree.
And I think it's I think it's a little odd they decided to mainly show off faces
Yeah,
in existing games that we're familiar with
that's true.
compared to showing like environments.
Yeah, I agree. There would be they could have done at least a showcase of both. Oh, what happened? Eesh.
Did I see the Armageddon trailer and the notable lack of Steel Legionaries? No, I don't really watch trailers if I can help it.
Why?
I had internet trouble. I actually couldn't stream our RPG session.
Bad.
I rebooted everything and it seemed like it was fixed, but I don't know, maybe my modem's dying or something.
Yikes.
I'll be able to stream.
That would be bad.
Well, it doesn't seem like we have a bandwidth issue.
No. Done in another Gorgon.
The arguments people are making is that it removes like all the artistic intent from the developers of how they want the game to look and everything.
But it's a choice. You do not have to run with it. Think of it as wouldn't you think of it as a mod then at this point?
Sure, but then, you know, in some ways it does, like environments and stuff, it does look better.
I see what you're saying. So people feel obligated to run the shit.
Well, for marketing purposes and stuff
Yeah.
like that, you got your competitor showing off the LSS5 environments in the trailers and stuff, and you're not.
Destroy orbital command centers? I destroyed the orbital command center. Where the hell was the other one?
Yeah, I don't know. Our video here looks like it restarted.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we are.
I have no idea either. Probably right here. This is it. Right here. Yes. Correct. Okay, I better bring my guy over here. We're ready to be finished.
It's definitely on our end, but maybe it's over. Lengo's too busy to do anything. He never looks at chat. He doesn't do anything.
Shit, we're about to lose. We're about to lose. We're about to lose.
Okay.
Oh, no, I can just work one in. We're good. I don't know why it's saying that I can't. Okay. There we go. We're good. Phew. Okay. I don't like that we lost our chat. That's what I don't like.
Repeat. All
Well, you weren't reading it anyways.
We've lost control.
You were reading it.
Carry. This is Warfield. I know you can hear me.
I don't like that you didn't send me any characters.
I could do Planetfall. The Gates of Hell. Why don't you hint your characters? Or do you want me to look them up?
No, I got all the time in the world. So, we tried out Nimble tonight.
Yeah? And?
It was,
Planetfall.
uneven, I suppose I'd call it.
Uneven. That's quite a descriptive term. Too easy?
No. Mom died.
That I heard. But I didn't know if she died because it was just mom.
Mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, she... On my end... Oh, there it went again.
Wow. This is rough.
It's bad.
This is really rough. Hey.
Let us attack. You've made a grave mistake. Setting foot on my world, Kerrigan.
We're back!
I will deliver you and your swarm
Again.
to whatever hell you crawled out of.
Speed is where it should be.
Is it a packet loss issue where it just drops off completely for like 20 seconds and then comes back?
Definitely inconsistent. It's bouncing. Yeah.
Bro, what are you doing out there?
It's a tricky thing to diagnose.
It really is.
Could be my modem, could be a cable, could be a router,
You think it could be,
could be the hub.
well, it could be from their end. You
Right.
did lose internet, and they could have not properly fixed something. And the only way that they'll find out is if you complain. Well, I think the fastest way to check out is you directly connect something, a computer, directly into your modem.
Okay.
That will be definitive.
And then stream.
No, just try it out. Like, play for a day. Or like 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Just to confirm if it's actually cutting out. I mean, you can't do it now, obviously. I'm just saying later you can. Let's try destroyers. I mean, can't see the chat.
There's no chat.
No.
Presumably, I would have some rough performance in Overwatch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, on my end, I really could have used you there.
Yeah.
Because they are terrible with rules
Mm-hmm.
of any kind.
Yep.
And they really have no concept whatsoever of any tactics.
Yeah, damn.
Which is mostly why she died at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, we then discussed at the end a little bit of if we want to change our other game, our campaign, to Nimble instead of 13th Age.
Am?
Well, they were kind of conflicted.
Okay. All right. I'm listening.
Well, Doofy really
I like montages.
Okay, yeah, that's part of the argument. And I mean, it's not like you need rules for montages.
No,
That's
you're
sort of
right.
The whole point is you can put montages in any game.
That's true.
Julie does not like them at all.
Yep. She gets upset.
Yeah, because they can't think. Doofy really likes his the character I gave him for Nimble, which was the Shadowmancer. So, you know, he was summoning shadows and shadow blasting, and he said he felt really powerful.
Sons of Korhal.
So he was a little conflicted because he really liked that character, but he also likes montages. So, you know, I could put montages with Nimble. It's not that big of a deal. Mom, you know, she doesn't care one way or the other.
No.
So she, of course, just said, "Oh, whatever you think."
Oh yeah.
Julie liked her new character, and she doesn't like montages, so she leans towards Nimble.
I will miss the paladin.
Well, what's wrong with the Oath Swarm?
Yeah, you're right.
With
Could be
auras.
yeah, basically the same thing.
It's
Yeah.
like a 5e paladin, basically.
Yeah, basically.
I would say, for my purposes, all things considered equal, and if you're there to teach them rules and tactics, Nimble's probably easier to DM. Everything's more streamlined, more simple.
Okay.
Enemies are easier to run, and so on and so forth. I do think, between the two, that Nimble is far more tactical.
Nimble's more tactical.
Like, you have way more options as a player each turn to turn. You have
Okay.
3 actions. How you spend those actions is really vital, and how you spend your reactions is really vital. If you spend them at all, you know, defend and interposing and opportunity attacks.
You have a better
all
chance.
your
Yeah, you have a better
ability.
opportunity for success or failure.
It's Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot more like player skill based, I suppose, with like teamwork and tactics and things like that. Um, I mean, I played it solo a bit with 4 characters, and it was a lot, you know. And it was like, I did a big solo boss fight, and it was like really cool because the bosses get to go after every hero's turn.
Yep.
So like making it, really thinking about it tactically of like which hero goes now, because we know the boss is going to go next, who the boss is going to hit, who's going to interpose, you know, how you're going to handle, you know, manage your health and your abilities, all that sort of stuff. Very tactical. It's a bit closer, obviously, to Draw Steel.
Yeah.
Compared to 13th Age, it was a bit more narrative, a bit looser. This is, you're counting squares and things like that.
And I don't mind tact. I like tactical to a certain degree. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so do I. I don't think it's any like slower of a game than 13th Age, especially because you automatically hit.
Yep. That's wild.
Yeah, and they all like that, of course.
But then you always are automatically hit.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's very hard to avoid damage in Nimble. But, you know, everybody has defend, you have armor. Like, when I played solo, I had, like, a big-ass tank. And having, like, 12, 13 armor, you know, you don't do as much on your turn because you spend your off turn swapping to other people and defending and just blocking all the damage and stuff. But that's kind of why she died, though, is like no one was interposing.
Yeah.
No one was swapping. She was just getting hit and they were like, oh, okay, I take damage. They were defending, but you can only defend once per round. And if someone is just getting wailed on,
correct,
they're going to get wailed on.
Yeah.
You have to work as a team. And then, you know, you can get, once you go to 0, you're not unconscious. You're still standing.
Wow, that's wild.
But you're dying. And you take a wound. And if you take any more damage while you're dying, you take 2 wounds. And if you get 6 wounds, you are dead.
Okay.
And so getting to 0 is not really the end of the world. It's not game over or anything. But then at that point, you kind of have to manage it. And you kind of have to work, like, they needed someone to interpose in order to go down to 0. Rather than mom take her 5th wound sort of thing.
Correct.
You know? You got to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah,
so
no, I can see
that's why I kind of...
You needed me there.
I needed you there.
Damn.
Because it's not really my job to tell them everything to do, what to do. Because I also was telling them what to do on their turns. Because they were just kind of clueless about tactics.
Sure, of course they were.
Like, you know, she was playing the cheat, like the rogue with sneak attack and stuff. But she can sneak attack if there's an ally next to the enemy. And so they were, like, debating about who goes first. And it was just like, the thief doesn't want to go before the fighter. You know, it's basic stuff like that, you know. But I really do like the system, and I think you would really like it, because it, you know, it's like 5e, it's just faster and better. Oh, I didn't pick my perk. Oh, there we go.
Boop, boop, beep, beep.
I got it. Additional starting supply.
Nice. What I need. Actually, I don't want this. I want this. Let's go, boy.
You also level up faster because it's 20 levels instead of 10. So This was like a 2-part kind of one-shot. And like they go rescue this little
Yeah.
fairy, they come back to town, and then they go out to a cave. And they actually level up to 2 after getting back to town the first time, which they were really surprised. So we leveled up during the session.
Nice.
Yeah, and then when they got back from the cave, they would have leveled up to 3 again. Because
Mm.
D&D is really... 5th edition really wants you to get to 3 right away so you can get your subclass.
Some classes are helpful.
Yeah. And another thing is Nimble has money, has gold, it has equipment and inventory slots.
Yeah.
So, you know, compared to 13th Age, which is just like, no, we don't want any of that, just healing potions. That's the only thing that matters. This is a little bit more traditional. So I don't know, it's kind of up to you, I guess.
I'm making the calls.
Well, if you want a more tactical combat and you're willing to, you know,
I think we can-
corral the group.
I think we can go with it. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think we can survive it. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think had you been there, she wouldn't have died.
Correct.
The other thing was it was a boss battle that didn't scale at all.
Ah.
So I think it was meant for 4.
Ooh. Whoa. What do we get? Mag rail munitions. Extra supplies. Nothing?
But I did a solo thing in a dungeon because I wanted to see if I could run like just an old school dungeon with Nimble, which you certainly can. But I ran it where you had a max of 2 wounds.
Huh.
So if you hit 0 and then you get hit again, you're dead.
Okay.
Sort of thing. And I did a big solo boss battle against this giant inside-out jaguar god covered in thousands of mouths, which was pretty sweet. And you know, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing in there.
Sure.
But it was intense, and I did have my wizard die at the very end. So you know, but that was with 2 wounds. It was 6, he wouldn't have died.
No, it makes sense. You played with a little bit more hard mode.
Yeah, I played hard mode. Yeah, I think it's a really solid system. So I think we'd probably like it. And like I said, I think it is easier for me to DM.
Then I'm okay with it. Honestly.
But you'd like to have montages.
It's not necessary. Don't do it on just my behalf.
Well, montages are in some ways easier because I like in last week.
You're right. There's no rules for it. If you don't want to have a fight, I'm just gonna do a montage.
Yeah, I used 2 different montages. One was to replace a fight, and then the other was to replace like a series of vignettes, really. That were meant to be kind of one-on-one for some of them, but not all of them. And I was like, I'm just gonna make them all one-on-one. Because, you know, otherwise, it's like, that boar hunt is really just meant to be one guy with the noble. And it's like, if you play through the whole thing and actually have, like, a little fight with the boar, and, you know, it's like, that's, like, really time-consuming.
Yeah.
So a montage simplifies a lot of stuff. So I'm not opposed to montages either. I just know Julie is, because she can't think of anything.
Big brain dead.
Which came up during this session, because there's an action you can do to assess, where you can create an opening for yourself to increase like the damage you do. But you have to role play it and describe how you're creating an opening and with what skill. And she was just completely, it was like deer in the headlights of just, why do I have to role play in this game? Yeah.
She probably would like the tactical combat, or not.
Well, you don't have to think, especially if you just tell everyone what to do. So yeah, I mean I can do montages. So which seemed to be one of the biggest things that was holding Doofy back from really going all in on Nimble.
Yeah, I think you'd probably enjoy it more.
He, like you said, he felt really powerful. Granted, in the other game, in 13th Age, he's playing a cleric. So, you know.
Yeah. That's quite the change there, buddy.
Yeah.
They're attacking me. No mortals, even though they're fully upgraded. Damn.
They stole the robot from us. Those tiles looked like they were taken straight out of Power Wash Simulator.
Which tile?
Probably for Overwatch.
Oh yeah. Okay, we want to do Stargate.
That didn't work out.
Shame.
So then I'd have to think about, well, I'd kind of have to ask. Mom almost certainly staying with the Commander unless I want to switch to her Berserker. I think Doofy would really prefer that Shadowmancer.
Yep.
You probably would prefer the Oathsworn.
Yep.
You like paladins and auras and all that.
Well, it looked fun.
And then Julie, I feel like I'd stick with the cheat, because she already is somewhat familiar with it. But then obviously you don't have a mage, and you don't really have a healer. I mean, the Oathsworn does get it at like level 3, starts to get heal and stuff.
But it's definitely going to be on the weaker end.
Well, it's no shepherd, sure.
Yeah.
But this is a classic problem for this group.
Correct. Into the iris? Okay. Got it. Got him. Ah, this Mr. Daka. Daka. Ow! Oh, Taka! You know what? I actually don't have to play this game.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it, folks.
No, not that game. The game of having Dahaka have to Dahaka Loogie. I don't have to deal with it. I can just cheese it. Squeezing the cheese out. See now? See? Say, it's all true. You better get shields level 2. What is that melody?
And Nimble's kind of nice because I can, it's pretty easy to convert directly from 5th edition material and monsters and stuff. I can run like old school OSR stuff if I want. I can run Pathfinder stuff pretty easily too. So it's pretty flexible. And it's, you know, it's high fantasy, so you get to be pretty heroic. Big heroes stuff.
Big hero stuff is good.
Well,
I think that's kind of my favorite.
While still being pretty tactical.
Yeah. I like big hero stuff. It's one of my favorites. I don't know, there's something just not cool about being like, oh yeah, you're just out. It was nice once in a while, like, to not be a big hero.
Yeah.
Then every once in a while, you're like, man, I wish I was just epic hero.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd really like to run sometime.
The side destroyer field will reactivate.
Delta Green.
What's Delta Green?
Got you combat shield for your Marine.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Delta Green is sort of Call of Cthulhu in the modern day,
Okay.
mixed with the SCP Foundation.
Get back to the hive cluster.
But usually, not necessarily, you play as agents of Delta Green, which is this secretive organization that tracks all this sort of anomalous activity in the modern day. And you can, you know, it sort of ranges from like you playing just average like employees at Circuit City or something like that get caught up in some sort of anomalous event, or you play as like MTF badass agents, you know, armed with UMPs and, you know, grenades and all that sort of night vision, whatever, you know. So I can cover the whole gamut, but there's just such a wide array of scenarios out there for it. That I think it would be pretty fun. But, you know, I'd also like to play Cyberpunk, but the problem with that is that if they can't even think of how to roleplay, how to create an opening in a fantasy fight, there's no way they're going to think on the level of, like, pulling off a heist in a Cyberpunk game.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's pretty much what you do in like Shadowrun. Is you pull off heists.
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing. I played a little bit of what was that newer one.
Cyberpunk.
No, Shadowrun.
Oh, the turn-based one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay.
Well, it's like when guns are in the equation and explosives and, you know, things like that. Kicking in the door and being big damn heroes doesn't really work.
No.
You have to think your way around problems. I mean, that's one of my favorite games to play in. But, you know, I never have trouble thinking of stuff. So I can't imagine it would go well. And that's a big reason why we mostly just do fantasy, because it's like, especially for heroic fantasy, it's mostly just kick the door in and do the fight.
Yep.
Which is one of my least favorite things to play as.
Or armor. Jeez. Louise. We've gotten there.
Yep.
The Death Fleet descends.
Planetfall Victory Cache.
Nice!
Where's that?
I already got it.
Not found.
It's Planetfall Victory Cache. Is there another Planetfall? Terran. That's crazy. Alright.
Great.
Hakalugi.
Gates of Hell Protoss Expansion Spore Cannon.
Oh, it's easy. The Death Fleet.
Great.
Descends.
Awesome.
I'm working on it right now. Hold on. The Death Fleet descends. I could probably cheese this. Shall I cheese this? I shall. There we go. Matrix Overload. So good! Matrix Overload! Alright, you want me to do which one next? What would you like next, my good sir?
Gates of Hell? Gates of Hell Protoss?
Mm-hmm. I can do that.
There you go. Once per encounter, when you or an ally in your aura would drop to 0 hit points, set their hit points to 1 instead.
Damn, that's good.
Or once per encounter for 2 actions, expend your judgment dice, deal that much radiant damage to all enemies in your aura.
Oh, damn.
That's
That's so good.
explosive judgment.
Woo! Sounds badass.
Commander, tactical analysis indicates we can greatly outmatch your current forces.
Yeah, it's really... Now we lost connection to the multi-world server. What the fuck is happening? I'm not having any issues on Overwatch. Oh, no, never mind. Now I do.
Oh, bye. Rip.
I'm assuming command here. You men fall in with us, we'll see to find you again.
There you go.
I so love the way you kindle their hope, Jim. By all means, bring them all to my doorstep. It'll be like lambs to the slaughter.
Don't listen to her. Stay focused, and we'll make it out of here together.
Okay, let's build this up.
Yeah, that's weird, because, like, yeah, around 5 p.m. or something like that, the upload speed dropped to, like, 1 megabit per second. And then afterwards, I just rebooted the modem and router a few times, and now it went back, but now we have a problem with, like, consistency.
Sir, I detected a drop pod in your vicinity. Let's move!
And nothing here. It's right over here, I thought. Don't be stuck.
And how's Claude going?
Coordinates to a nearby drop.
Claude is the best.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for having me switch it.
Mm-hmm.
True joy and a wonder.
Interesting.
The glory of battle. Okay, I need, yeah, I definitely need Stargates.
How's Guild Wars 2?
It's, you know, I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back into it. I'm not sure it's a good idea that I should, but I am at least enjoying what little time I play in it. Right now, I'm currently just doing fractals, which is kind of like almost like the old. I guess you wouldn't. You remember dungeons?
I played for like 3 months when the game came out.
Yeah, basically, it's like high-end dungeons. You know, where you have to coordinate and do stuff with allies and shit. But overall, I kind of. I'm having fun with fractals.
Having fun with fractals.
Having fun. I'm having a gay old time.
And what about Star Citizen? Have you abandoned it?
No, definitely not. They just released their latest patch, 4.7, making changes to armor. Well, at least it probably will drop tomorrow or the next day, but it's basically going to all backers right now, so it's kind of like in the last wave. But the changes that are going to be made, which I mentioned before.
You did.
Yep, it's going to be you have to have not all armor will be penetrated. Giggity. So it should be quite unique, and it's going to take a lot of time to balance this out. It's gonna need a lot of it's essential that they do the system, but it's like I got you Domina.
Now I can dom it up.
You're dominating. Dominating. Yeah, it's I think it's important that they do this, because I do think that little shitty planes should technically not be able to take out the largest ships in the fleet.
Have you ever seen a little movie called Star Wars?
Yeah, that's the problem. You know, there's a problem.
He trusted in the Force.
That's so true. We definitely need to add Force into the game.
I'm sure they will.
It better. Otherwise, I'll be disappointed. Additional maximum supply.
Look at Mommy Dommy.
Wow.
Thoughts?
Well, let me think. Would be better with flatter tits.
This is
Warfield won't be
This is
alive
Domina.
much longer.
Oh, okay.
My pets will be drawn to his fear, and
Looks like a Mercy ripoff.
presents
Domina looks like a Mercy ripoff.
Yeah.
Okay, just because she has wings?
Yes!
Okay.
Why do they all have to have wings?
I've never played this map before in my life.
Wow. What a loser. Hmm. Oh!
You've got another drop pod landing nearby.
Ooh. The deathly descent.
Well, I finished my Odyssey playthrough.
Oh, okay.
I took out the mech hive and destroyed the big mech cerebral cortex thing. Eliminated all mechanoids everywhere on the planet.
10 out of 10?
Yeah, it was fun. You know, I had a bunch of mods, obviously.
You
and
have to have mods.
several of those mods seem to have made it pretty easy.
Wow.
I mean, aside from me having like Warhammer 40k weapons and shit.
Huh?
Because I watched someone do a vanilla version of that ending, and it was like insane. You know, he had like 20 colonists. He was micromanaging. I mean, maybe it is based on how many colonists you had, because I only had like 6. And then I had one character that was like my melee god that had, you know, like a chain sword and all this sort of stuff, and just sort of shredded everything. Whereas he had 20 vanilla colonists, and so it was a lot of shit. I don't know. But it was very easy. I didn't struggle at all. But it was a fun playthrough. I really liked that Odyssey, the grab ship thing, way more than I thought I would. I held
that's
off.
cool, because I feel... Do you think it was... do you think the expansion overall was better implemented than the Factorio expansion?
Well, it's a lot smaller.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people love the Factorio expansion.
I know.
But it depends on how much you really like Factorio and problem solving and that all kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're not really big on that. Whereas RimWorld's just more story, fun stuff.
It really is. One's just the factory must grow, which is an addiction in of itself. But RimWorld, you're eating people.
I do think it's a lot better than the Anomaly expansion.
That I could see, definitely.
Even though I would have figured I would like the Anomaly expansion way more, because it's horror, it's all my thing. But, yeah, I didn't really care for it. Whereas Odyssey, I didn't think I'd like, because it's like, I don't want to do a nomadic playthrough where I have to fly, I leave my base all the time, blah, blah, blah. But,
yeah.
No, actually, having that mobile base is really fun.
That's crazy.